Once again, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
On the contrary, it's our pleasure. And this panel, as Nadine was saying, is really core to really look at the linkage between academia and industry and talking about that. Speaking of which, Doctor, when we talk about the missions of university, in general, we know there are three. So the third one focuses basically on the role with the industry. And we talk about academic entrepreneurship in a way. So from that perspective, with all the societal changes and the needs, how important do you think it is? What is your personal take? What is the role of AUB in all of that? And what is your insight on all of this nowadays, especially when we talk about societal needs and challenges?
As you said, our universities have missions, right?
Yes.
And our mission is to teach, obviously, and to do work, to do research, and to serve the community. And it is part of our mission as is in many universities. We're not unique in that. But we do act upon what we're saying. So the serving the community brings you back to the societal challenges that we want to actually address. So I'm going to take you back now.
150 years?
Probably.
All right.
To academic entrepreneurship. So
Yes.
we're talking about academic entrepreneurship is exactly what I like, which is translational research, we call it. It's taking it from the bench or the desk to the public, right? Meanwhile, we make money or we don't make money, but the idea is to actually take it to the public for the benefit of the public. Whether you do, I don't know, you work on irrigation in the lab, and then at the end of the day, you have a product which will help food safety, food security, what have you. This is a product that will serve the community. So AUB believes in this, and of course we have been promoting this for a long time, but with changing, you mentioned publications.
Yes.
Publications are still important, but it does not stop the entrepreneurship side or the innovation. I'm going to talk about innovation more probably than entrepreneurship, because after you do the innovation, whatever they want to do, our faculty or our students, whether they start a company or not, that's another story. So the innovation that happens at the university level, which I said we believe in it and we try to promote it. So we promote at the level of research, obviously, and then innovation and then entrepreneurship, in that order.
Okay.
And for that to happen, we had to change a lot of the universities, how we do things, what are the system missings that we have to actually bring into the mix so that faculty and students are actually excited about this. And I have a whole list of what we have done.
Lovely.
And one of the first things which was very, very important actually to do, and that we have heard in many, and I'm sure you have always heard it, if you don't publish,
Publish or perish. We all suffer from this, I guess.
And absolutely, of course. And we wanted to sort of break it as much as we can. We're not going to break it to the ground. Of course, we're going to count publications. Of course, we're going to see tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, whatever. But now, innovation, public service, and impact to our community. The impact now is part of the criteria that people look at, our university look at before for promotion.
Wonderful.
So the minute these things are now counted for, it changes the mindset of, it already changed the mindset of the university. Now the faculty members are more at ease to actually do what they want to do. They are not afraid to innovate, because when they innovate, they come to us, and I promise them a very short period of time to assess, and then, okay, publish now.
Wonderful.
But once we do like simple protection at first, or I'm not going to talk about the challenges of patenting.
Let's not go there.
That's another story. Okay.
Okay.
Can I continue, or
you may.
Or you want to
go ahead, and then we'll jump to the core of research at USG, Professor.
Okay.
Yes.
So we offer incentives to faculty members depending on what work they're doing. We provide competitive internal funding, like for technology, innovation, and gap funding between funding grants, if you want. We identified institutional research priorities, and this is very important that we have now 5 research priorities which are which came out, were generated from our ecosystem.
From the needs. So these are from the societal needs that you were referring to.
Where we are.
Yes.
But they have also the regional reach and the global reach, of course.
All right.
All our problems are global problems. We are not, we don't have one problem that is not
relevant internationally.
into
exactly.
International. And they provide social impact.
Wonderful.
So that's another story, that these are all the 5 priorities have this in them, and they are identified. Of course, we updated all the policies, research policies. We updated the IP policy. We have a robust research management system. I would say a very good technology transfer unit, because I'm the head of that unit, so it must be very good. But robust enough for commercialization? No, I'm not going to say we are, but we do have partners in the region. We just have a partner in the region and a partner in the US who help us actually with commercialization effort. And the last thing is the entrepreneurship. I want to talk about it. So to encourage entrepreneurship at the faculty levels, at the faculty member levels, we have now guidelines to how faculty members can go through this. So we license the intellectual property to them. We already have 3 startups manned by our faculty members.
That's nice.
And we have support that comes from the technology transfer unit. We manage the conflict of interest, obviously. We make sure there are the walls between.
Yes, I was gonna jump to that towards the end of the panel, because this is a gray area, but we'll talk about that.
Okay, and then I will leave it now
to Professor Maroun. Thank you for your intervention, Doctor. So, Professor Richard, we spoke about the 3rd mission. Let's jump a bit backwards to the core, to one of the core pillars, which is research, which you're head of, basically. You see, so the past few years, there has been the trend when we talk about responsible research and innovation. So when we talk about this responsibility, when it comes to this framework, where does USG fall? Is this framework adopted? And in general, what are like the general guidelines that you go for? And are there any trends, basically, in the research that you are seeing, the ones that are attractive for you, and again, stemming from those needs, whether it's societal or academically from USG?
Thank you, Dr. Emma, for this panel. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for all Berytech team for inviting us to be here today. It's a pleasure to be with Fadia as well, our ever collaborator at AUB. So let me first of all tackle the 4 principles of responsible innovation. Since responsible innovation may be not implemented nowadays as it should be, but I think that in most universities we are working already on responsible innovation. So at USG, our research has always been guided by ethical issues and the relevance to social challenges. Responsible innovation in its format maybe it still be evolving at USG, but we are working on putting in place a culture on this. So I will give 4 principles that we are working on, and I'll give some concrete examples. So the first one is the ethical and social relevance. It's something very important.
100%.
And let me tell you that in our research council, where we fund researchers to do their research, every and each project should go to the ethical committee in order to be funded and accepted for funding. So in this case, it's not only the bioethical and the medical projects, even in human and social sciences.
Every single one.
Every single one
not thematically relevant.
Okay. A specific circuit in order to be accepted. This is the first principle. The second one is the interdisciplinary work. And in this case, we push researchers to collaborate in each other, not to stay in their corners and to do research, but to collaborate. In this case, if they ever do multidisciplinary research, they'll have the priority to be funded by our research council.
That's lovely.
And the third principle is sustainability and the social responsibility. And several years ago, we decided to title our university as a green university. And since we are doing a lot of efforts with our students, with our faculty, with our responsibles, in order to put in place several activities to respect the environment, for example, in waste management, in waste treatment, in energy consumption, and so on. So all of these are activities that goes through the responsible innovation. And the fourth and the final principle is innovation and entrepreneurship.
Interesting.
Yes, at USG we encourage technology transfer and all what goes with. And it's our collaboration within Lebanon Innovate. Okay, so we did a lot of work on our IP policy. We did the update of our IP policy, and would like to thank Maitre Majdalani, our legal advisor at the university. She's here today, and we did really a lot of efforts to update it, and we are putting in place a technology transfer office and the grants office as well. And I would like just to have a couple of minutes. I know that time is running.
It's a pleasure
but
to have you.
To give you some examples on, for example, ethical research, what we are doing at our Faculty of Medicine and our genetic unit in order to respect all of this, and at our Faculty of Pharmacy, for example, in the new drug formulation that should respect all ethical issues. In environment and energy research and social impact at our Faculty of Sciences, and I'm implicated in several projects as a former dean and researcher at this faculty, we do a lot of work in order to turn waste to energy, for example, in order to respect all SDGs and what we work on environment. And the last example that I would like to give is our collaboration with industry. And in one of the slides that you begin with, when you were tackled maybe the weaknesses between academia, industry as well, one really was important. It's that industry has weak trust in academia.
Interesting.
Okay? And I'm going to tell you why.
Please
it's not
do.
that they do not trust researchers and academicians. It's that in our country we don't have the culture of this
collaboration that happens
and what we
between
are doing in
academia and
Lebanon
industry.
to bridge this. And even at the LIRA program, I think that there are a lot of efforts that are being done to have this culture. Once we have this culture, we'll have the trust, and we'll put in place more and more collaboration between academia and industry.
Last common question, actually, and I would like to address this to you both. So we're talking about collaboration, but now I'd actually like to talk about, collaboration between two leading private universities. So what is the collaboration / competitive / kind of collaborative environment? Does it exist? How do you help? How do you collaborate and co-create together? So I would really like. It's very interesting to see this perspective of how this happens.
You chose the right two universities.
Thank you, Nadine, for assisting in developing the. Yes.
So I will leave one of the collaborations. I will not talk about. Dr. Maroun will talk about it, but we have very long.
Standing relationship
with USG and with other universities as well, to be quite honest. But to talk about other universities, you want to talk about only us?
Since it's an example, of course, we will also have Dr. Ali, who's from the industrial hub, who represents LEU. So we're talking about leading private universities, and then I have Dr. Nadine, who will include the public university part. So private university collaboration, how does this happen?
We have, I said I'm not going to talk about our collaboration, but we have partnered with many universities over the years. I've been at AUB for over 20 years, and we have, along this time, we have partnered with a large number of universities, which I know personally, so I'm not talking about other faculties that might have done that without me. But we worked with USG, LEU, LU, Beirut Arab University, UZAC, University of Balaband, and these are what I remember, and I'm sorry if I had forgotten any of these universities, but most of the time it's through projects, it's through funded projects, and it's usually it is the faculty and the students who drive these collaborations. Most of our faculty know each other. We are such a small community, especially in a certain field, who works on what in what university, and they identify their partners, right? So this is done whether or not the universities want it, it happens.
So it's organic, it's a need, it's to be able to develop the project.
And usually it's for external funding, it's, when you need partners,
it's a necessity. You will need to partner with another university. Lovely.
And the students drive it as well, I must admit. I know that at some point we had with LEU some exchange programs for some students. I don't know if it happens with other universities, but universities do talk together. They
That's
do
great.
work together.
That's
they do
great.
share knowledge all the time.
Compete
It might
against
not-
ranking, but nobody talks about that. Yeah.
Compete
No,
against
I'm
ranking,
joking.
yeah, of course.
It's
But at the
natural. Yeah.
actually, they meet to say to compare it.
100%.
Yes, but at the same time, we all serve the same communities in the country, and we serve the same people that we want actually to serve. So
Thank you.
I think it happens.
That's lovely. Professor Maroun, would you like to add to that?
Yes, I would like to give some examples, concrete
Please do.
examples that we have on academic level and research. On academic level, we have a lot of collaborations, and can give one with NDU, for example. We have a joint diploma on astrophysics between both
Yes.
universities. It's not just on research, but on academic level, we have a lot of collaborations. And on research, it could be a university-university collaboration when you have specific collaboration. We have a lot with AUB, with LEU, with NDU, with USAC, and with Lebanese University, Balamand. We have a lot of collaborations. And in some cases through CNRS, since you have some funded projects within CNRS in which we collaborate with each other. But let me give the example of AUB. Since Fadia, she wanted me to talk about this. Thank you, Fadia, for your trust. Since 2018, we established a funded program called HITS in USG. This is Healthcare Innovation and Technology Stimulus. And it was really launched by my predecessor, Allah Yarhama, Professor Dola Sarkis, was vice rector before me, with our collaborators at AUB. It was funded by USG, AUB, and Banque du Liban, Masraf Lebanon. It was really a first ever funded program with Masraf al-Markazi Lebanon, and it was really a huge success. And in the coming couple of months, we'll be organizing an event in order to present all the interesting outcomes and the results that we had. And between the outcomes are international patent that we are preparing with AUB.
Lovely.
Since we really obtained some interesting applied results on health research, and these are not national patents. And this mostly nowadays in Lebanon to get patented and quick patent, we go directly to the Ministry of Economy to have it. But with AUB, we are working on American and international patent and this. And the other example I can give as well with AUB, it's what we had prepared 1 month ago between the Assam Faris Institute at AUB and with our Observatory for Public Governance and Public Function. So it's not only on healthcare systems, but even on policy makers and capacity building to try to see where are the gaps in our national governmental, issues, and governmental organizations try to help and to do something with.
Lovely. I hope this collaboration, as they say, is contagious. So it doesn't only just focus on university level, and I mean, this is what we're talking about today. It's about this collaboration. I can't thank you enough for your valuable insights. Thank you so much. You may please take your seats. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. And now I would like to invite